Hello, everybody, and welcome to another workshop video of, Castles and Crusades. How is everyone today? And Mr. Colin, you are in my chat as always, and I do appreciate that because you come out, and you supporting me is giving me much appreciation. And yes, the power is back on, which is probably why I'm super late a little bit because I still had to set up and it just came back literally a few minutes ago and I said, okay, I'm doing the stream. So here we are doing the stream. So here, all right. So when we last left off our heroes, they were out in the wilderness. Wrong map. Where are you? That's it right there. All right, here we go. They were around here. You can't see my cursor, sadly. Wait, well, maybe if I select it, hang on a second, I have to do that. Oh, yep. They were right around this area here. They did make it back. They found help from a dwarf cleric named Agna. Agna did her best to save both Gimble and Henk. Agna successfully saved Gimble. However, Henk has, unfortunately, met his ultimate demise. So now we are saddened, and Sir Brian has decided that he is going to help Henk move on. Unfortunately, Agna did require payment, and Sir Brian did not see a reason not to pay her. Lia did not give a crap one way or the other, and Gimble, of course, didn't get a say in it because he was just recovering for the first time. So, Agna was paid with whatever Henk had on him, and she collected, out of payment, she collected a backpack with 4 days of rations left. I mean, he probably had more in there, so she ate those, and then she got 25 gold and 9 silver out of the whole deal. So, yeah. Agna is a cleric that her deity, she's not really talked about her deity too much, but her deity symbol is a jackal, or the head of a jackal. So yeah, she's not done anything. She's really not the best looking person. Let's start looking at the character sheet. So this is Agna, and she's a cleric dwarf. She only knows common and dwarven. She's not very fast on her feet. She's not very withstanding, not very good looking either, but she's very wise, not very smart. Somehow, she's got more wisdom than she does smarts. And she's not very strong, but about an average strength. And she worships the deity Erythro, which is probably chaotic evil, because she's chaotic evil. However, she's not telling anybody anything about her alignment. She's got her reasons. So, yeah. So she did end up trying to save him because I did give her a focus skill of heal. We'll talk about that later. That's something I've decided that we're gonna do. Whenever you give a skill, I've already told you guys once before, these normally go for secondary skills. But if you guys didn't like the original list, you guys could also add one to the list as long as I'm able to find it. And try to actually keep it towards a skill. So she has the ability of, now heal is just basically a first aid. She's very good at bandaging people. That's all that really means. And of course, she's also got a decent wisdom, so she definitely did flying colors with Gimble. Unfortunately, she failed on. Somehow, I don't think she'll be doing any intelligent related intelligent. No, probably not. Probably not. But she's lived here for a while. She may actually know the location of the dungeon. However, Lia is going, or Dex for that matter. Yeah, yeah, tell me about it. She's also got an AC of 7, which is lower than 10. So, yeah, she's also going to be an easy target. However, target easy is. But remember, she's also a cleric, so she's not going to really be in big-time battle. Lia has decided that she is going to definitely be gathering some information here and be spending the better part of a day to do it, to try and at least gain the upper hand. She's not looking to make herself known, but she is looking to spend some time. Now, they've already spent 2 days in town, so that way Gimble can heal. Gimble's back up to his whopping 4 points of HP, everyone. Woohoo! And Leah's back up to her 6, and of course, you know, Sir Brian's back up to 11, because they spent 2 days resting. So, you know what's funny is Agna has more HP than Gimble. Oh, boy. I find that funny. I don't know why. Anyway. And we got Prismatics. Prismatics, I'm glad that you showed up for this. Prismatics and I is getting ready to enter a very astute. Is the word astute correctly in this matter? I don't know. Partnership. Astute partnership. Alright. Had to get some water. Okay, so astute is right. Alright, yeah. Yep, we're getting ready to enter into a partnership where we're going to be doing some games, video games, and tabletop games have been put on the table, so we're definitely be doing that. Clerics can make reasonable fighters if they have strength for for good armor. Yeah, well, we'll see how well she does. She's definitely the wisest character here. May not be the most intelligent one, but definitely the wisest. So, we're going to put... So, Sir Brian, who for some strange reason... I mean, Sir Brian's got an average intelligence and not a great below-average wisdom. But he's pretty much the good fighter. So, meanwhile, we're going to be looking at doing... Lia and Gimble are going to be looking at trying to put their skills together. But, of course, Gimble had to rest for a day, so he's not going to get any kind of bonuses or anything. So, Lia is going to take some time. Now, I don't know what the book really says about taking time to do a task. She just wanted to see if she takes enough time to do a task, how that would work. Because Lia is wanting to be very careful about this, because they're going to need to prepare. First off, they know very little about where this dungeon is. You know, they want to make it there this time and not freaking die. So yeah, we're gonna look up. I'm using the player's guide now to look up some checks and balances. No, just checks, everybody. Don't get too excited. I'm gonna need attribute checks here, I think. I think it's attribute checks that I need. Okay, yep. Adding character levels to checks. Well, that would work here. Check base, check level. Let's go to Fort... no. Let's go to page... I'm going to do page 206 in the back. I went to the gloss. I went to the index. It may be helpful if you take time to do something. And if it doesn't require that much time. Now, something for gathering information, you just need to listen in very carefully. It doesn't really take any time to do that. It's a very much an instant thing. Like, if you're doing it in a scene, it very much does happen. So what happens if you actually take time, not to really speak to people, it's just listen in on every conversation. So to do this, it's like you're very carefully going from one person to the next. You're walking around without anyone ever noticing you. You're not really trying to put yourself out there. She wouldn't need to sneak in this matter, because really, truth be told, she is just listening in on all conversations of the entire town, regardless how they are. She's just very carefully picking up on information. That's basically it, and seeing if anything is relevant. That's basically all she is really doing. And I'm just trying to see if there's any special types of modifiers that she would gain from taking her time. I think it might be the Castle Keeper's Guide. I'm in the Player's Guide, so let me go there too. And I'm going to go to the back of the book. Sorry for the delay, everybody. I know we wanted to get underway here. There is something about that. I do know that because I've read these books. It's just hard to retain all this information, especially since I've been kind of reading my new books lately too, which is going to further expand my game out quite a bit. Actually, let's go to 283. That did not work out in my favor at all. All right, I'm gonna shut down the character sheets for just a minute. And like I said, so all we're looking here is if she takes time doing one thing, more time than necessary, if it would grant her any kind of bonus. I don't know if it would grant her a big bonus or a little bonus. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because that would matter. Because if you take the time to do something, it could very well. Now, see, in this game here, if it takes you time to do something, because there's different types of variant check methods. There's the 18 plus 6 rule. There's the 20 plus 8 plus 2 rule. There's the 15 plus 3 minus 3 rule. Okay? There's a lot of different ways you could actually determine a challenge base. Now, challenge bases default to what you call 12, 18. So if it's prime, it's 12. If it's not prime, it's 18. So, I mean, you just got to understand what you're doing. So there's the 18-12 rule. There's the 9-6 rule. Okay? So you can actually downgrade that too. So what I want to know if those rules would play effect, because if they do, then instead of rolling, so if she's trying to carefully listen in, which is a wisdom check, okay, and it's not her prime, it would be an 18 rule. If she carefully does it and takes a better part of a day to do it, now if it says, oh, she only needs to do it for a couple hours to gain a special bonus, to downgrade that to the next nearest prime, which would chop it in half to the 9 rule, and if that is even a thing that the Castle Keeper can do, then that's something I'm going to keep in mind. She's going to take a day to do it, which means she very much has a reasonable role to do. And mind you, her wisdom is, she's trying to listen in. Her wisdom is only is a 12 score, but a 0 modifier. Now, granted, she is Granted, she does get a +2 to listening checks, which her listen would be a wisdom +6. But, I mean, instead of getting 18 and 9, that would make it so much more easier for do it, because remember, she did fail the last time. So, what we're trying to do, there's a lot of different rules and variations that you can take this whole game in. And that's what I want to check out. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, that's if you change the challenge base. Okay. So we don't want to do that. It's not what we're trying to do. Well, maybe it is if you change the challenge base. So if you make it harder. Yeah, I'm not too keen on that. There's I guess if I want to, I guess if it's, you know what, maybe this is something I should cover in a later conversation. So we're going to just keep everything the same. let me see here. Let's look up a variation of gather information, because that's what she's doing. And we'll see how Pathfinder does it, or just D20 in general. Okay, so it does take time to gather information. Of course, when you are doing the skill checks, time is passing, and it's more than just 6 seconds. So I get that. Hmm. Yeah, it's just not anything on that end, too. So I guess we're just going to have to keep it the same. I'm interested to see how you decide to deal with research, because it is a sort of thing my character would do as well. Yeah, Colin, there's just going to have to be a lot of questions I still have to do. And it's not because I don't know the system or anything like that. It's just, there is a lot that is still, not even covered inside this system as well. All right, but anyway, we're gonna press on. We're gonna press on to our next thing, which is gonna be very simply, easily put. Right now, until I can get a ruling on that, which I won't be able to do until after the stream, and we've been kind of going for 20 minutes. Let's get some rules going here. So Lia is going to try and perform a listen check, but she is going to take some time to do it. With her taking time to do it, it does say most gather information. Does take up to 1d4 hours, but like I said, we didn't really, they probably did spend that much time at the end when they did do it. But I don't really, I didn't really want to focus on the time. I mean, they did spend some hours there. So, she spent a day. So, when you think about an 8 to 12 hour day, she spent double the time to gather information, and to do it very, very slowly and very, very carefully. I'm going to at least dial it back a little bit. So in order to do this, and this is how I do it for GMs. This is how I do it as a game master. If I can't come up with anything in my head, I just say, make a roll. I will just say, make a roll, and if it's high enough and close enough, but not quite reaching the actual, what the real total should be, which right now, to do this listen check will be wisdom, the wisdom attribute score, and she's unprimed, so it's going to have to be 18. We're going to say, let's see how close she gets. If it's close enough, within less than 5, I'll give it to her. So basically, I'd give it to her at a 13 or better. Because she took an entire day and a half to do this. Because they've been there for 2 days, so she's had nothing but time. So she took in almost 3 times the amount. I think that should grant a bonus. So here we go. So here we go. We're just gonna see how this really turns out. Okay. Well, that was crappy. She got a 7. I hate that die. So Lia has a 7 after spending 2 days. Nobody's talking about the freaking dungeon. Meanwhile, Gimble is going to use his intelligence. What did we say? Navigation is intelligence, right? Because I am so done with this crap. Anchor navigation. Oh, I don't even know what the hell that is. Navigate. Skills, D20 resource. Alright, navigate is an intelligent. Okay, so for modern D20, okay, so this is him trying to navigate the landscape. So, there is a possible chance, with it being a small town, that possibly, let me move this out of the way, that Gimble might be able to find a map of the area or understand the landscape. Unfortunately, that with this being an Arctic issue, I'm gonna have to make it very, very harder, because Temperates would have a lot of travelers out here. This is most dangerous. It's hard to say if there was even any scholars in this area. I would have to actually point that out. So I'm definitely gonna have to increase this to 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll have to increase this by 4. This is going to have to be a challenge level 4, which is probably pretty safe to say it's going to be a bit challenging even for him. So he's going to use his intelligence to see if he can try and figure out how far and in which direction the dungeon will be in. For him, with a challenge level 4, he's going to have to get a 16 or better on the die. So that's what he's going to roll. Let's see what he has. As you can see, Gimble is pretty smart in some ways. And he's got a 17 intelligence with a +2 modifier. So let's see if he knows even which direction to go into. He scores an 18. Literally beats that by 1. 2 actually. So nothing, no spectacular. Mind you, all I have to do is a +1 to an. Okay. I'm glad I got a good turn. It looks like I got a few people in the chat talking. Awesome. All right. So Gimble actually has discerned. Whoops. Let's get the map back. So Gimble has actually discerned that from this location that the dungeon is in this direction, and he is able to lead the party there. For 2 over, yeah. So he knows it's in this direction, but cannot tell anyone how to get there, because being in the Arctic is a very dangerous climate, and unless he's traveled there, he doesn't know what the rest of the land looks like. And this actually looks kind of freaking dangerous, if you ask me. I wouldn't be traveling there on my own. So, all right. Meanwhile, Agna has asked Sir Brian. They are both at the inn right now, staying warm. And Agna has asked Sir Brian to join the party, and of course Sir Brian is going to, get her help. Now, he doesn't really necessarily trust her, but because when they found her, she's not exactly wearing clothing. For censorship issues and for sake of appropriation, she didn't have any money on her to speak of. Her symbol is a jackal, and she's kind of dressed in rags. So, and she's scruffy looking, very, very dirty. He's not going to trust her outright. I mean, she can persuade that, but I don't think Sir Brian's going to go for it right from the get-go. We can easily say, she's going to easily say, well, I'm going to roll to see if I can get him at least somewhat on my side. As far as trusting goes, her charisma is only a 6 with a -1. Yeah, she's going to have to, literally score with his level. We're going to have to add his character level into it as well. So it's going to have to be 19 or better. So she can only do this on a natural 20. And she did not score a natural 20. So Sir Brian does not trust her, but she is offered to lend aid as far as survival goes, because she is a very, very good, wise person. So Sir Brian is going to take up on the offer, given their runabout and the type of time it's going to take for him to feed his horse. Speaking of which, he's going to have to pick up on feed for the horse. All right, so 8, 16, 30, 32. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, only 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 days. 5, 6. That's 3 days. Okay, well, 3 days if they can move at full movement. However, they can't because Gimble can only move 10 feet. Of which we do have movement charts. Haha! I love movement charts. Let me see what movement charts are. So this game has actually done travel a little bit differently. So time travel and stuff like, or not time travel, I mean like time spent traveling. Like how many miles you can move and whatnot. So, let me pull that up. And this is probably without a discerning of a road. Miles. Or it would be under movement. I don't know what I'm talking about. There we go. Movement 229. I hope this is not combat movement that I'm looking at. I'm looking at movement in general. Ah, here we go. Oh, for crying out loud that it was combat movement. Haha. Who would have thought, right? And I'm glad this is generating, very much generating, some stuff to talk about on the, in the chat. Chat, you guys are doing wonderful. I'm not going to go through what you guys are talking about because it looks like you guys are talking about amongst yourself. So I definitely don't want to, intervene with that. So you guys are, you guys are free to talk about whatever you guys want. So I appreciate that. 105. Land movement. Here we go. Ah, here we go. Land movement. Oh, boy. Ah, here we go. So, alright. So, movement rates. At 10 feet, they can move up to 4 miles per 8 hours. So this is basically 4 miles a day. So we've got, and these hexes are 8 miles. So we've got one. So if we can move up to the natural 30 feet, it would be covering 16. So you can cover, here you'd be able to cover 2 hexes per. Okay. Yep, 2 hexes per. But instead, we can't even... So we're going to spend 2 days in a hex. So, let's see. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Oh, and we can't go through here unless we're going to swim in ice cold water. So, 40. 48. 56. 64. All right. So, easy way to do that. Take 64 miles, divide it by 4. It's going to take a little over 2 weeks to make it. So, Gimble is the weakest link. They are looking at a 2-week journey. So, that's what they got to prepare for. In the wilderness. So, they're definitely going to... So, I'm pretty sure Gimble, once he has discerned where the location is, Gimble has decided that he is going to let Sir Brian know on the great, terrible adventure that they're going to have, and that they need to figure something else out. Of course, Lia is going to say that too. I don't think any of them's got any money for horses. He's got a horse. His horse, if it went at the full movement rate, would take up to 60. So if Sir Brian wants to go by himself, they could cover 64 miles in a day. So at normal movement of that horse just naturally walking, he can make it there. So what do you guys think Sir Brian would do at this point? Probably replace his party members. But they are who they are. So unfortunately, when you do travel in a party, you have to go off the slowest member's current movement, which is right now only Gimble, because he's got all this weight. Of course, he does have a tent. I don't even know why he didn't bring that out in the last game or the last session we had. So, but they are going to have to prepare. So one of the things that Sir Brian's going to do to prepare is make sure that they have at least, he only has 4 days left worth of rations. So he is going to have to buy... Now, it's going to be 16 days, so it's going to be a little over 2 weeks. So he's going to have to buy 3 weeks worth of rations. If he has money, rent at least a pack horse. See, Gimble has 29 gold pieces. Well, let's see if he can pick that up, because maybe it is possible, a little strenuous, that the riding horse might be able to fit Lia, and or that might be a little bit different because Gimble is a gnome, so I'm not sure. So let's see. Let's see how much is a pack horse in this game. What's the normal? You know, mind you, he's also in the Arctic, so what is a pack horse in this one? Is the economy, is it inflated or deflated? But I guess we can figure that out. Hang on. All right. So to rent a horse. Oh, hey, look, fee per day. Oh, 5 copper pieces. Huh. I think I couldn't find that, so it was like I spent grain for 4 silver pieces. 8 silver pieces. So that's 80 copper. So how much does that cover for the horse? $80 copper? Oh. That's like 8 days. Hell yeah. Oh, and it's also a 10-pound pack. Well, he's got a horse. It doesn't matter. Alright. So to simply buy... He could buy a mule. Or a pony. Probably going to need a saddle. It might just be better if they just buy the wagon. Because they could do a wagon for 35 gold pieces. And they already have the horse if they use Sir Brian's horse. Granted, Sir Brian's horse is a riding horse. But that doesn't mean he can't pull shit. So, yeah. And they could store their stuff in it. The wagon would be at least of decent size. And let's see here. Doesn't generate an EV. And I'm pretty sure it can match the weight of close around 400 pounds or twice that. Well, generally items could probably do more than that, so they could carry up to 800 pounds worth of shit. So, yeah. Yep, that's actually what they're going to do. So, they're going to pull pull everything together, and they're going to do a... Well, in this case, would it be a wagon or would it be a sled? Now that's a question. If you think about it. Would it be a wagon or would it be a sled? Because, I mean, it'd probably be a wagon sled, you know, basically a wagon turned into a sled. Which I'm looking to see how that works up here. See if there's like, okay, let's see here. I just want a sled, people. Oh, sled, right here. Haha. Oh, that's literally a sled. How about a sleigh? There we go. A sleigh. Which would be pretty much that. Cost in gold is 50 plus gold pieces, depending on how big you want. Wow. Okay. And it can range... I mean, the weight can range from 450. So if we just do a regular one, we're going to say very freaking cargo is 50 to 40. How does that measure that? Oh, 50 to 40 EV. Okay. This ain't so bad. So 50 gold pieces, they can get a sleigh. Hopefully in Hollis. Sleigh pulled by reindeer. Well, they are in the Arctic, guys, so wheels are not going to work. The wheels aren't going to turn in snow. Especially snow in the Arctic. Have you guys even been to the Arctic? No, I haven't either. And I'm going to say that right now. I am not making any form of a claim that I ever have been in the Arctic. But I'm pretty sure it's not going to just be an easy pull. So, yeah. Yeah, so we're definitely doing this. All right, 50 gold pieces. So the party's got to come up with 50 gold pieces altogether. Well, Sir Brian's got 43. Lia's got 4. They're all going to pitch in. Gimble's got 29. And Agna has got 25. Well, first off, Sir Brian's going to be like, I'm providing the horse, and I'm not going to provide any more than the horse because I got to provide the feed. Which he has 8 days worth of feed. He's going to actually need a little bit more than that. And 8 days worth of feed is quite, I think it's quite heavy, actually, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure. Feed per day, it's 2 EV, so for 8 days, it's like 16. So for him to carry any type of encumbrance value on that, is shooting his encumbrance way up. Because he's going to have to at least get 8 more days. So he's got to worry about that. Which he needs 8 more days of that would need to be at 5 copper pieces. Wait a minute. $80 copper. Did I even do that math right? I don't think I did. Because it would be 8 days if it was 40. 80 copper. Oh, okay, that was 16 days. Okay. Yeah. So that's 32. So he can't carry that. Ain't no way he's going to be able to carry that. So yeah, never mind. He's got 16 days. So probably should buy a little bit extra. Who knows? Well, probably wouldn't need it, so we're going to put that in the sleigh. That is in the sleigh. So with him providing that, let's see. Alright, so they need 50 between the two of them. Agna's part of the team. She's going to get part of the cut, so she could provide up to 25 gold pieces. But remember, she just bought that, and Gimble could do 25. Well, we're going to take away that. Alright. And Lia's providing nothing, other than maybe the scouting. So, well, they got their sleigh, everybody. And, so they got their sleigh. They spent the better part of a day doing that. And Sir, so I would say they spent the better part. Jace asked me to make the gaming channel, so here it is. By the way, this is Prismatics. Oh, hey, Priz, you're back. For 350 gold pieces, they can have a walrus. Unfortunately, they don't have that much. Agna's down to 9 silver. Gimble's down to 4 gold, 3 silver. Lia is down to 4 gold, 6 silver. And Sir Brian has 43 gold and 5 silver. But mind you, he's providing the horse, and he's providing the horse feed. So he's got 16 days worth. With the horse pulling the sleigh, horses generally have a pretty good strength. I don't know what average strength is for a horse, but I would say it's pretty fair. I mean, I could roll just a strength check for the horse, and since it's primary, he'd only have to score 12 or better. Not sure what the horse's strength would technically be, but if I just wanted to, I could just look up a horse for Pathfinder, riding horse. And generally, Pathfinder and D&D kind of go hand in hand, so simple, it would just be could even be a light horse. 16 strength. That's like a +2. So, and its primary, and its strength is a primary skill feature, so yeah, we'll do that. 16 +2. So that's probably fair enough to say his lowest roll really only has to be a +2, or 10 or better. I'm pretty sure he would get some assistance from Sir Brian for commanding. Oh, wait a minute. He would have a 15 strength +1, so yeah, doesn't matter. Does not matter whatsoever. Alright, so and remember, Sir Brian he's a knight, Sir Brian does have a class feature for commanding such a creature. So let's see if he gains any bonuses. Okay, no. Nope. Okay. All right. Oh, I got to remember that next time. All right. Well, they're off. They're off. And you know, the horse can just make a quick... We can just make a quick roll for the horse. Does he get tired out, or does he not for pulling all that weight? Oh. Holy hell. I said, like, basically for pulling 12 or better. Huh. Well, he succeeds. Um, 18. Alright, horse back up to full health too. Alright, cool. Well, he succeeds on pulling, and not getting the same as Sir Brian's horse. Although being as this is an Arctic, a reindeer or similar may actually be appropriate. Oh, true. But what if they don't have the money for the reindeer? You're also missing the fact that they may not have the money. Because remember, they just spent all their money on the sleigh. So that's something to be concerned about too. Let me see here. Does a sleigh can handle one. Let me make sure it doesn't require 2 horses, because if so, they may have to get another horse. Similar to a sled, a sleigh is a much larger, more enclosed, flatbed vehicle drawn by horses or reindeer. They are sometimes decorated in various artistic design by they primarily serve to deliver bulky goods which would not fit onto a sled. It does use horses as plural. They may need to buy another horse. Well, guess what, guys? They're out of money, and Lia is going to say, F that. Lia is going to try and steal a horse from one of the Arctic farmers. So, this is going to be bigger than she can do. Alright. I'm pretty sure they would know where one is. So, Lia is going to sneak. Lia is going to sneak and grab a horse. I hope to God it's not a pony. So she's going to sneak around. So she's going to move silently into... Well, first off, she's got to move silently into the barn. And that's dexterity. Yep, 12 or better. And she's got an 18. Then it's probably locked for safekeeping, so she is going to pick the lock using her rogue's tools. She fails at the lock. She's going to try again. And she passes it this time. Probably a simple lock. Good enough. And then she is going to hop on a horse and ride it out. Okay, so ride check, everybody. What the hell is that? If I remember correctly, ride checks are... Alright, dexterity. Alright, so she is going to ride the horse out using her dexterity. Alright, well, cool. She knows how to ride a horse. She doesn't know how to command it, but she knows how to ride it. Okay, one more time. Okay, that's not working either. Third time's a charm. $19 for that one. Okay, she made it out finally. That horse was kind of going, making noise, and then it went forward into the wall, and she stopped it, and now she's got it out. Okay, so she stole a horse. Did anyone even notice that she stole that horse? Meh. We're in the terms of prismatics. Meh. So she stole the horse. Nobody noticed, and she met up with the team, and they hooked a secondary horse to. They hook up a secondary horse to the sled. Lot of things. All right, now they got 2 horses. Yeah, there we go, Prez. They got 2 horses, and they are off. They are off. So 2 horses pulling the sleigh would be joined physical attribute. One got a natural 20, and 1 succeeded. So they are actually pulling the sleigh at full force, which between the 2 of them would keep their speed up to what a horse's speed is, and that would be around 60 feet. So they can actually so it's going to take them an entire day to go exactly. Give me 1 second. What do we say? 64 miles. Let's find that one out real quick. All right, 60 feet. They can go 64 miles, which is exactly the amount that they need to make it there by nightfall. This is going to be for an 8 to 12 hour day. Whoop-de-doo. They can increase. Okay, so we did do a check of them pulling. Let's see. How do we, there's something in here about increasing speed. Let's see if we can make them run a little bit faster. So, running would take up a little bit different. Let's see about increasing speed real quick. Increase. Oh, god damn it. Excuse my language. Alright, so increase speed. Alright, increase movement over long distances by sprinting or jogging, only sustainable for a short time without rest, which tends to offset the effects of increased movement rate. With some stress, characters can increase their movement rate by 10% increments to the maximum 50%, but with a consequence. An increased amount of time needed as okay, never mind. They don't want to do it. Yeah, no. They're not going to want to increase the time. They'll make it there by nightfall. They're good. I wouldn't want to risk that because they would need. It did say you need to spend an extra hour of rest. So instead of having 8 hours of rest, you would need 9 or 10, and that's just gonna. For Sir Brian is gonna look at that like, no, my horse is gonna need need more rest, and no. We should be fine when we make it there. So, yeah, he doesn't want his horse to have to rest more. So, all right. So with that said, now we're moving into our. All right. So now they spent better time. They didn't really face off with any creatures because they're on horseback. So they went this route here. Right through, and those are kind of glaciers, so those would be kind of like mountainous terrain and hills. This is flat, so this wouldn't really count as anything. They did succeed by 16 or in greater, so changing the terrain like that would increase the difficulty of moving. So hilly is 2, and mountainous is 4. And that's if the weather... Okay. So 16 for the mountainous would be perfect. For the hilly, it would be 14 is perfect. So they both got that. Well, let's see. Weather's just cold. We're not even gonna generate any weather effects right now, because I'm not gonna mess with that. So they literally did make this without a problem right outside the dungeon. Well, this time of the year, sleighs are traditionally drawn by 6 reindeer, and one should have a shiny red nose. You're right, Colin. But there ain't reindeer, in this game, man. Okay, lay off me. They just spent the better part of 2 of their game day, basically 2 game days trying to make it across this damn map, and they did make it. Well, they're parked outside enemy territory. So they did make it to the dungeon. And because we did this, this session has gone on for almost a little over an hour. We're actually at 52 minutes. Let's see if they're going to be faced off with a problem. I'm going to roll a d6. If they score a 1 or a 2 on the d6 roll, then they're going to come in contact with some orcs. Or something, or maybe some bandits or something, I don't know. But if they don't, then they're not going to come in contact with anybody, and then that'll end our game right from here until we do another one, which will probably be tomorrow. We scored a 5. They don't come in contact with anybody. They are able to pitch up their tents and rest, and they're going to tackle the dungeon at first light. Alright, so as you guys can see, I know my face has been covered up this entire time, but that's okay. I've been showing you guys maps and stuff. So as you guys can tell, that's how the mechanics of Castles and Crusades works. It's very, very easy. The only time it ever gets complicated is when people make it complicated. But, as long as you got a good castle keeper, you guys, no one has anything to worry about. So, let's give our characters one round to see if there's anything they actually would like to do. Don't think so. Alright, so Sir Brian. We'll have to check that out later, but Sir Brian's got a couple things he's going to try and do probably in the next session. So, none of these guys have anything in common besides, well, except Lia, she can speak Dwarf. Well, that's it, so she can speak with Agna. Ooh, so Lia is chaotic evil and can speak Dwarf, and Agna is a Dwarf and can speak Dwarf and is also chaotic evil, so these two might actually come up with something. They don't know what. Alright, so we're going to go through the accounting part. Now, the accounting part I don't do in front of you guys, but there will probably be accounting parts to deal with every so often. Since they did spend a day traveling, they did use up 1 ration each, so they're down to 3 days worth of food left. Each of them, so yeah. Oh, they didn't have any water, so, well, maybe they got water back at the other place, but they don't have any water now, so, yeah, so, well, but they can draw water from the snow. Pretty sure Agna could do that, but we could say they also bought water from the town before they left, which I don't think water's really that expensive. I'll take out a silver piece or how much water costs, but Agna does have survival a little bit better, and she might take a moment and refill everyone's canteen at the end of the night. Don't they all speak common? Yes, they all speak common, but everyone speaks common. Even humans speak common. We're gonna see if Agna can draw water from the snow or the ice and purify it to where it's okay, which will be a survival skill. And Agna's score has to be 12 or better, and she scored a 13. Because survival is a wisdom skill check, and she does have a wisdom primary, so her challenge base is 12. 15. Hell, I think they're even near a lake even. So yeah. So she's got a wisdom score of 15, a modifier plus 1. She rolled a 12 on the die, which gives her 13. So she beats it. So she's able to also refill everybody's canteen. So everybody has has water for one more day. So all their water skins are full for one more day. Awesome sauce. See, there we go. Some accounting stuff, just in case to make sure they're surviving. She probably even got them wood to build a fire. Let's see. See how she did that. She got dry wood. No, she didn't. They're all freezing to death. They're probably sleeping in the same place. So, all right. Well, that does wrap this up today, which is good because honestly, I might be able to get another stream going here in a minute to where we talk about engineering castles. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do that today or I think I'm just going to make it for tomorrow, and I'm just going to do double streams tomorrow, maybe even triple streams tomorrow because, well, truth be told, I got to do some catching up. I lost power today, which was stupid. It was stupid. I lost power today, so I was not able to do my engineering castles review, and then I got another review I got to do tomorrow, so I'm going to do 2 reviews tomorrow, plus we're going to come back for another solo play. That way we could see how these characters are going to fare inside a dungeon full of terror and bad omens of things. It's an ice cavern, everybody. They're gonna scale the first floor. Yay! All right, well that's everything I have for today. You guys who joined me, thank you so much for coming out. I do appreciate that. I'm gonna have more. For those who joined me for the first time, if you like what you see here today, I don't do solo plays often. Or anything like this often. I'm just showing people how to play Castles and Crusades because I have a Castles Crusades game coming up December 16th, 2022. Plus, we're going to be getting out into more games and stuff like that. So, yeah, go join the Castles Crusades thing. Be part of it. Be part of the cause of why I reach 100 subs before the end of the year. I'm trying to reach as many subs as I can, and 100 is my goal. All right, everybody. Have a great and wonderful day.